Hi and welcome to the Creative Treehouse. My name is Robin Broom and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. I'm so glad you came to the treehouse today. Today we're going to make this beautiful purple card using this wonderful new designer series paper that's in the new mini catalog, the January through March, April, I can't remember. But anyway, it is absolutely stunning and it basically takes the stage and steals the show for this card. So I will walk you through all of how to do it. It's not very difficult, but it still looks really pretty because of the designer series paper. There will be all the measurements and the products, if you don't have them, will all be linked in my blog, which is creativetreehouse.blog. So you can always pop over there after the video and take a peek at that. So let's get started on this card. It uses a base of gorgeous grape, and it opens this way, which is just one of those that I don't usually do, but I just decided to change it up a bit. A lot of people make them this way. So a card base this way is 11 by 4 1/4 and scored at 5 1/2. I have to think about it because it's not the same as I'm used to. So 11 by 4 1/4 scored at 5 1/2, and that is the base of gorgeous grape. And so next, what you'll need is a piece of the Highland Heather, and that is a piece that's 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, your basic kind of card base type thing. And that when you cut it out, so that's how much you have left over if you did a 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So, and I used the die, one of the scalloped contour dies, and I love the kind of lacy contours, the scallops, very fun. And so now you've got your base and you've got this, and this is Highland Heather, if I didn't already say that. And then right after that, you will need a piece of the Pretty Peacock, and that is, let me double check, that is 3 5/16 by 4 5/8. And the reason that those measurements are a little bit odd is because you want it to fit on the die right there. So that is why they're a little bit odd. So again, it's 3 5/16 by 4 5/8. And then we get to the designer series paper. The designer series paper is 3 across and it's 4 5/16 down. So, and the reason I chose the 3, and it also just works really well with that, is this is the particular piece of designer series paper that I chose, and it really reminds me of it more of a scrapbook page, but I wanted to be able to cut it and get as many cards as I could out of it. And so this one, for example, it comes from this piece. And so if you've cut 3, 3, 3, and 3, you can have 4 across, but you're not going to go exactly all the way across. It's going to kind of move around depending on what is the best. So for example, this piece is a different one, and it's got, I'm looking for this butterfly and this butterfly, which would be right here. So it's up just a little bit higher than this piece. So you're cutting the 3, and then you're going to trim it according to what you see. You're going to trim it top to bottom according to what you see. Like this one, I believe is correct just the way it is. Yes, it goes all the way to the bottom, but I wanted a little bit more of this space, and so I moved the next one up. So, but you've gotten 3, 3, 3, and 3. Same thing for the bottom part of it. So that is how I did that. And so again, 3 inches, you get 4 here, and you should get 4 there. Except for this one, which is a little bit odd because it's going 2 different directions. So you've got butterflies that would be flying. One of them would be flying upside down, which is probably not ideal. I don't know, maybe. Who knows? But anyway, and then there'll be some of this left over, and you're going to be using that part to make let me move this part out of the way. You'll use some of the designer series paper, the background, and that is what you're going to stamp your sentiment on. And the size of this one is 1.5 by 3/4, 1.5 by 3/4. And then the next mat underneath it is a piece of, whoops, the next one is that right? Oh, the next one is the Gorgeous Grape. And it is, I think I've got those backwards. This one, I think I've got it backwards. 1 3/4 by 1. And this one is 1 5/8 by 7/8. Nope, that was right. That was right. The Gorgeous Grape is 1 Let me measure just a second and be sure I've got that right. Okay. So 1 by 1 by 1 3/4. I wrote it down. I got them backwards. 1 3/4 is the Pretty Peacock, and your Gorgeous Grape is 1 5/8. Let me be sure that's right. Yes, 1 5/8 by 7/8. So that one I just put them out of order. So, and that is how those stack up, just really nicely. And then depending on where your spacing is, that's where you can add your sentiment. So that just kind of layers in like that. And then on the sentiment, I used, I was just looking for one that I liked the font of, and so from Lasting Joy, which I believe is in the annual catalog, I used Birthday Wishes. So you could use a different one and then just cut yours out differently. I think Always would probably fit in that one, but Always, I'm not sure how you would use that on the front of your card. But anyway, and then from another stamp set, I used Just a Note, and I don't even remember which one that was. It was a retired set, but I liked Birthday Wishes. I thought that was great. So anyway, so that is that. So really, all you have to do is put this together, and then I'll show you how I did the inside. So we will there's just not any dimensionals or anything fancy about it. This is really lovely on the back of it too. I've seen a lot of different cards made with this pattern, and it just coordinates really well with the lavender paper. All right, I'm just gonna get my Tombow liquid glue to move here. I have to get a different one. Let's see if I can get this one started. Sometimes I get them done right before the video and make sure it's flowing well, but not in this case. Let's see, I may show you a trick. Okay, it's not, I know it's got glue, and so did you know there was another end to it? So I always have success getting it out of that end. It's easy to get too much glue if you do that. So, because I don't have time to sit there and open it for you, but anyway, so that works. It does have a big, thick end to it. All right, so we'll put that there. These colors are lovely. Of course, I love Pretty Peacock, and I love Lost Lagoon. All right, and then we'll just adhere this to the one that we cut out with the die. And that just fits in just perfectly. And we'll put that on top of our Gorgeous Grape. It's really, when you're using the big end, it's hard not to get too much glue. If you get too much glue, a lot of people are a little bit too generous with the glue. If you get too much glue, then it makes the paper buckle. So you don't want that. So, and it's a strong, wonderful glue. So, all right. And on this one, I didn't worry about the scalloped edges. I think it leaves a little bit more dimension because you kind of see a shadow, so I did not glue that part down. All right, and so I will go ahead. I've already done one of these. I stamped it in Gorgeous Grape right onto that little piece of DSP that we have, and I'm going to adhere this completely flat down as well, and then just decide where you want it to go. I'm going to bring it down just a little bit more. All right. And then on the inside, we've got a piece of the crumb cake. Did I say that it was crumb cake? I think I did. The crumb cake, and it is 4 7/8 by 3 5/8, and the Pretty Peacock is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Okay, and then what I did for this is I used this stamp from the Painted Lavender, and which is this one, the really skinny one right there, because I didn't want to just detract from anything. And then I tried it several different ways, and I tried kind of rocking it to see if that was gonna work. Let me stick this right here because I may go off just a little bit. When I'm doing Highland Heather, I'm going to do it full strength, and then I'm going to go through and I'm going to do it stamping off, and I'll do it again, just different heights and things. So I've got one, and then another one. Then I'll think I'll make one more full strength here, and I'll do one there, like that. I also, at one point, I took a Lost Lagoon Stampin' Right marker, and I kind of drew in a little bit of the stem, but I couldn't really, it's so subtle, I couldn't really tell a difference, so I decided not to do it on any of my subsequent ones. So let me get some glue here. And that's all there is to it, is to tie the front and the inside together by the stamp. And then we'll put this in our card and we will be done. Voila! So I hope I've given you an idea of how to use that particular piece of DSP. You could definitely, like I said, use it as a scrapbook piece. But you can also make at least 6 cards, and if you're super clever, you can make even more from it. So that is the inside, that is the front. So that is all there is to it. I like it. It's just gorgeous colors. This is a set that I think the dies are not available right now, so you can't buy it as a bundle, but they will return. And so, but you can definitely get the stamp set. The dies are wonderful too. There's not much that Stampin' Up makes that's not wonderful. So I'm so glad you joined me, and remember, any of the dimensions and things will be on my blog, creativetreehouse.blog, and I look forward to seeing you next time in the treehouse. All right, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't, so that you can get notifications. You can also click the bell and get notifications when a new video comes out. All right, thanks for being here with me today. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.